Some heroes are born for greatness. Some are chosen by prophecy. And some take an arrow to the knee. Today on Ctrl+Alt+Build, we're creating the most iconic NPC in gaming history. The Skyrim city guard who used to be an adventurer before everything went wrong. And yes, the inspiration for that legendary line did come from the design director after he was watching LMFAO Sorry for Party Rocking music video, because sometimes the universe just chooses chaos. So let's roll up who he was before he took the arrow to the knee and see what kind of adventurer he might have been in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Before he wore the helmet, before he patrolled Whiterun, before he warned you that dragons were causing trouble, he was just trying to survive. A human raised in the frozen north. So we're gonna go with the winter-touched human heritage for that innate cold resistance and hardened background. He grew up a street urchin, bold, reckless, and always one wrong decision away from disaster. He wasn't trained like a soldier. He learned under bridges and alleyways and on rooftops, a kid who had to outthink the cold and outrun the guards long before he ever joined them. But he had ambition. So at level 1, he grabs Natural Ambition, picking up an extra class feat. Not because he was gifted, but because he wanted something better. He wanted to be an adventurer. Then fate, well, had other plans. His class? Fighter. He's tough, straightforward, persistent, the kind of guy who picks up an iron sword and decides he's gonna take on the world. His life taught him what training halls couldn't. Athletics for climbing walls, tackling thieves, and wrestling saber cats. Intimidation, because Skyrim guards perfected tone. Society, for knowing holds, jarls, and how to avoid trouble. Survival, because living in Skyrim is a skill all in of its own. Diplomacy, for the classic pay the fine and we'll call it square skill. We've got some city lore for understanding the local law and local gossip. And finally, thievery, because no one frisks adventurers more accurately than Skyrim guards. For our feats, we have the early signs of a fighter in the making. Exacting strike. Reliable, repeatable, and perfect for someone practicing against the wooden dummies behind the stables. We have sudden charge. This is exactly what happens in Skyrim when you accidentally steal one apple off the table. A full sprint across the courtyard, instant aggro, peak guard energy. At level 2, he picks up United Assault, because Skyrim guards never fight alone. If one shouts, "Stop right there!" 5 more materialize right behind you. This feat captures that perfectly. Overwhelming numbers, coordinated aggression. For a skill feat, we're picking up Experienced Professional, because whether he was hauling goods, fixing fences, or scraping by on odd jobs before he picked up the sword, this represents the years of work that shaped him long before his short adventuring career did. And at level 3, we have the future guard emerging. The athletics climb to expert, a life climbing fort walls, slogging through snow, and training with heavy weapons pays off. He's strong, sturdy, and capable. And for the general feat, we're going with Thorough Search. Finally, the feat that explains the Skyrim's guard's supernatural ability to detect the one spoon you stole, the one sweet roll you hid, the cheese wheel you didn't even realize you stole in the first place. Every single stolen contraband item that was hiding in your inventory from 7 levels ago. He does not miss a thing. He was born for this. But that's when fate stepped in. Maybe it was the drunken archery contest. Maybe it was the bandit ambush. Maybe it was just someone trying to shoot the mud crab again. Whatever it was, he took an arrow straight to the knee, and his adventuring career ended right there in the snow. No more delving dungeons, no more chasing glory, just a guard uniform and a story he'd tell every adventurer who walked past him, no matter how many times you walked past him for all of eternity. He wasn't a legendary warrior. He wasn't the Dragonborn. He wasn't even particularly lucky. He was a kid from the cold who learned to survive the only way he knew how. By running, fighting, working, and dreaming. A street rat who tried to climb out of the life he was born into. A young fighter who pushed himself harder than anyone expected. He wanted to be an adventurer. He was almost there. And then Destiny, wearing a very questionable aim, put an end to it all. What remained was the guard we all know. Dutiful, sharp-eyed, stubborn, and forever reminding travelers of the life he almost lived. And that's the story of the man behind the arrow. Not a hero, not a legend, just someone who almost made it. Someone who trained hard, dreamed big, and still ended up guarding a gate, warning travelers about dragons and reminding every adventurer who passed by them that he used to be one of them. If you enjoyed this little dive into the life behind the line, let me know in the comments. And remember, control the dice, alt the meta, build the legend, even the ones that never got past level 3. I've been Nicholas, your virtual GM. Thanks for watching.